Hi, PowerShell community, and welcome our guest today, Evgenij Smirnov. He is a two-time Microsoft Cloud and Datacenter MVP and the founder of the PowerShell UserGroup Berlin. He's one of the 40-plus speakers of the upcoming PowerShell Conference Europe in Austria, which takes place this June. Evgenij, thank you very much for your time. Would you please introduce yourself a little bit to the community to get a better idea of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, hi, Evgenij Smirnov from Berlin. You'll find me on Twitter on CJ Berlin. And yeah, I've been a PowerShell aficionado from basically day one or version one, if you like. And that led to attending the first PSCONF in 2016, after which I was instantly hooked to the atmosphere, to the community, got introduced to user groups, yeah, Europe-wide or even worldwide. And that was basically what led me to then try and speak at that conference, to found my own user group here in Berlin, and so on. I'm from the ops side, from the infrastructure side of things. So I'm not a developer. I do have some developer exposure in my past, but basically I'm operations and infrastructure, so trying to approach PowerShell from that angle as well.
So you do also infrastructure automation with PowerShell mostly, so Exchange, server, and so on, user onboardings.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exchange was what introduced me to basically production use of PowerShell after playing around with PowerShell 1 and PowerShell 2. Exchange 2007 2010 was what really got me into PowerShell.
Okay, so let's talk about your sessions at the PowerShell conference. I saw on the PSCONF website you have two sessions. It is basic toolmaking, robust scripting, and unattended execution, and basic toolmaking strategies for storing persistent data in PowerShell scripts. So would you please tell us a little bit about your sessions and why should the attendees go and see your sessions?
Yeah, see, this is exactly what I found so appealing at the very first PSConf. We had great sessions about what you can do with PowerShell in your day-to-day, and I try to basically continue along these lines to educate folks on their day-to-day scripting, how to make it better, how to make it robuster, how to make it more performant. Although this part falls to Guy Leach this year. Who is a great master at that as well.
I had the talk with him yesterday, so he's also in the interview, so you will see a recording of him as well.
Exactly. So and those topics are recurring ones that I encounter every time when I'm brought in to automate something or to enhance someone else's previous work. So I will try to demonstrate some techniques that are easily applied to existing scripts or modules to basically enhance their robustness when executed in a unknown, unattended environment. Mm-hmm. Things like localization, things like early exit, things like I don't know, unknown PowerShell hosts, because we are not limited to PowerShell.exe and WSH.exe if it runs in some kind of scheduler or automation tools. There could be other hosts that behave differently. So all those things, of course, you can only touch touch the surface in 45 minutes, but I think it will be of great value for everybody who actually does script for unattended execution.
Okay, sounds good. So what I have found on your LinkedIn page, that you are the co-manager trainer of Mindstorms Robotics in Berlin. So what to expect? Are you working or training Mindstorm or Lego Mindstorm's robotics?
I don't do that anymore. I
Okay.
was active in the German Engineers Association in the in the youth and children's department,
Okay.
future engineers department, so to speak. And as a part of that, we regularly offered Mindstorm's robotic workshops for like 11 years old.
Okay.
So it was my brainchild actually, and I've been driving that for 2 or 3 years. Then unfortunately I had to quit due to workloads
Okay.
and
Okay.
the usual.
Okay. I had one more question. Have you ever tried to control the Lego Mindstorm with PowerShell or something like this?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
There were great sessions in the years past by I think by Gottlieb,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
who did those Mr. Brick sessions, and
Yeah.
inspired by that, I chose a slightly different approach. I actually controlled the brick from by PowerShell over Wi-Fi. Yeah, that worked well, but never got to polish that to production
Okay.
or
Okay.
publish a
Sounds.
module or something. Now I've sold my two Mindstorms kits because I don't do this anymore, so nothing to experiment with.
Okay, but sounds funny. So I need to try this with my kids maybe in a
It
few
is.
years.
It is.
So usually the last talks we had speakers from Russia, Norway, and so on. So you're from Germany, so maybe this question sounds a bit awkward, but I will ask you as well. Have you ever been in Austria before, or will it be your first visit in Austria?
I was I visited Vienna twice.
Okay.
Definitely one of my favorite cities from what
Okay.
I've seen of the world today. And I'm really looking forward for the third time.
So will you stay only for the conference, or will you do a few more days before, after to
No,
spend some free time?
no, I've got a daughter who will be finishing school during
Okay.
that time, and two large dogs
So you have to travel
who
back.
need attention as well. So I will probably arrive on Sunday and head back on Thursday.
Okay, so just in time and back to home. So when you think about Austria, what is typical in your opinion for Austria? So what comes in your mind if you think about Austria?
Coffee.
Coffee. Okay. So
Co-
anything special you look forward to be in Austria or in Vienna?
Uh, well, I don't think we'll see much of Vienna during the conference because the evenings are usually filled with communication among the attendees and speakers and so on. So, it's a shame actually because I do love visiting museums in Vienna and
Okay.
the parks and the woods around the city. But this time it's
Not this
probably
time.
conference only.
But you look forward to the coffee.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So our last question for today. What is your favorite PowerShell commandlet and your favorite PowerShell module?
I mean, the very first and the most useful PowerShell commandlet everybody should be using is get help,
Yeah, of
because
course.
that's what the community is there for as well.
Yeah.
Get help is the absolute favorite. Favorite PowerShell module. That's a my
Or the most common used module,
most
maybe.
the module I'm using the most will probably be PowerCLI from VMware.
Mhm.
But it's more of a hate-love relationship than an actual love for the module.
So you're
But
forced to use it.
it's come a long way. It's come a long
Okay.
way. The first versions were just awful, but still we had to use it. If
Yeah.
we didn't want to resort to Perl or whatever.
Yeah.
But now it became usable mostly, and yeah, that's probably the third-party module that I use the most in my day-to-day.
Okay. So Evgenij, thank you very much for your time. I'm looking forward to meet you in person in June in Austria. Any last words you want to say to the community?
Yeah, book your tickets, come to Vienna, attend the conference, and like someone said after, the first one, the talks are great, but it's the break that make all the difference.
Okay, so get your tickets and visit the session of Evgenij. Evgenij, thank you very much and see you in June. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye.